This video covers topics relevant to 3D built-in objects, layers, and classes. 3D built-in objects. In VW Program, you can access 3D built-in objects either by activating 3D Object tool in a toolset or by acquiring objects from VW libraries. For clarity, let's call the object created by using one of the tools in the toolsets modular objects, and those created by inserting objects from VW libraries symbol objects. Modular objects. Insert a modular object. To insert a modular object, a staircase for instance, do the following. Create a new blank document. Go to top menu bar, File, Document Settings, Document Setup. In Document Setup window, change the layer scale to 1/2" scale and drawing area to US Arc-D. Go to Tool, Workspaces, Architect. In top plan view, click on Building Shell icon. Select Stair to activate the Stair tool. Click once on the drawing area to set the location for the stair. Rotate your cursor to determine the angle for the stair and click the second time to drop the stair in the drawing. See the result in an isometric view. Edit a modular object. To edit the stairs that you have just inserted, select the stair and make a duplicate. Go to Object Info Palette, click on Settings. When a dialog window opens, make the following changes. Click on General tab located on the top menu bar of the stair settings. Change stair width to a new value. For example, change it from 3 feet to 2 feet and 6 inches. Click on Railings tab located on the top menu bar of the stair settings. Under Accept Set For, uncheck both sides and check right railing. On the perimeter, select Handrail and uncheck Show Handrail box. Still on the perimeter, select the Guardrail and uncheck Show Guardrail box. Click OK to exit the window. In Object Info Palette, under Guardrail, uncheck Show Right Guardrail and check Show Left Guardrail to finish the editing. See the change you have just made in an isometric view. Save a 3D object as a symbol. To save a 3D object as a symbol, do the following. While the object is still selected, go to top menu bar, Modify, Create a Symbol. A dialog box appears. Select Next mouse click for insertion point and click OK. Click a place on the symbol for insertion point. A dialog box appears to show you where your symbol is located. Click OK. Now you can see and retrieve the symbol by going to the folder in which you saved the symbol. Then you can either double-click or drag and drop the symbol to your drawing as needed. Symbol objects. Insert a symbol object. In top plan view, go to Resource Manager to search for Event Table. Make sure all resources is selected in the drop-down menu on the top of the window before making the search. Double-click on Event Table 72 in Round. This will both select the table and activate the symbol insertion tool in Basic Palette. Click once on the drawing area to place the table on a specific location in the drawing. Rotate the table to choose an appropriate orientation for the table, then make the second click to drop the table on the drawing. Add a symbol object. Some symbol objects are addable, others are not. Some symbols allow you to edit it in Object Info Palette when the symbol is selected. Others will require you to enter and edit the symbol window to do so. To add the symbol that you cannot edit when the symbol is selected, do the followings. Double-click on the table you just inserted. This will bring up a dialog box asking which component you would like to edit. You would want to edit both 2D component and the 3D component one at a time. After you have selected a 2D component and click Edit, you will be inside of a symbol edit window. Select the object. In Object Info Palette, change the diameters of the table from 6 feet to 4 feet and press Exit Symbol button to come back to the drawing board. Repeat the above steps to change the diameters for the 3D components of the table. In the top plan view, the new diameter of the table in 3D symbol edit window should coincide with the new diameter for the 2D component. Now you have a table with new dimensions. Check the result of your editing in an isometric view. Note, for some object, after you have entered Edit Symbol window, you will need to ungroup the object and double-click one of the components to edit it in a second level of Edit Symbol window. That said, some symbols will never allow you to edit no matter what. Layers and classes. In Vectorworks, both layer and class are tools to help you to organize the components and their visibilities as well as interactive relationships in a drawing. Layer icon looks like a bunch of vellum sheets stacking one on the top of another, while class icon looks like a hierarchy of squares. The main difference between the two is that the layer command determines an object's physical location, because each layer can be assigned to a different height, whereas class command helps you to categorize elements in a drawing. It applies to objects in all layers. Everything existing in a drawing is both in a class or on a layer by default. If you do not assign them a name, the default layer is called Design Layer 1, and the default class is called None. There is no limit on the number of design layers, classes you can create. However, it is said that you will usually have more classes than layers in a set of drawings. Classes. Create a new class. To create a new class, first create a blank document and set the scale of the document to a 1/4" scale and the size of the document to US ArcD. Double-click on the class icon located either in Navigation Palette or in View bar. A dialog window appears. Click on the New button located on the lower left corner of the window. Another dialog window appears. Give a name to the class. Click Edit Properties after Creation box and click OK. A third dialog window appears. In this window, if you check Use at Creation box, you can make choices on the graphic attributes, textures, and visibilities for the class. This means in the future, if you assign an object or objects to this class, this object or objects will assume the attribute, texture, and visibility that you selected for this class. Click OK to close the window. Assign objects to a class. To assign an object or a group of objects to the class that you newly created, draw a shape or group of shapes and select the objects. Go to Object Info Palette. In the Class drop-down menu, look for the name of the new class you created and select it. A dialog window appears. Click Yes. The object or objects you selected are now in the new class and assume the choices you made for this class. Manipulate the visibility of classes. Note, you can make any object you draw either visible, invisible, or gray using the icons in the 3 narrow columns located on the navigation palette. The icons in the first column, the I signs, stand for visible. The icons in the second column, the cross-diagonal signs, stand for invisible. The icons in the third column, the dimmed I sign, represent gray. And the active class, which is identified by check mark, is always visible no matter what. To find out how you can manipulate the visibility of classes, do the following. Double-click on the class icon and create the following new classes and name them circle, triangle, rectangle, purple, green, orange. In the Edit or Classes window, uncheck Use at Creation box and click OK. With the tools in Basic Palette, draw 3 circles, 3 triangles, and 3 rectangles. Make 1 circle, 1 triangle, and 1 rectangle purple. Make 1 circle, 1 triangle, and 1 rectangle green. Make 1 circle, 1 triangle, and 1 rectangle orange. Select all the circles. In Class drop-down menu located in Object Info Palette, select Circle. Select all the triangles. In Class drop-down menu, select Triangles. Select all the rectangles. In Class drop-down menu, select Rectangle. After you assign the shapes to various classes, go to Navigation Palette. When the class icon is selected, you can now make any of the 3 groups of shapes, visible, invisible, or gray. Switch Objects Class Assignment. To switch Objects Class Assignment from one class to another, do the following. Select all the purple shapes. In Class drop-down menu located in Object Info Palette, select Purple. Select all the green shapes. In Class drop-down menu, select Green. Select all the orange shapes. In Class drop-down menu, select Orange. Now you can make any of the 3 groups of colored shapes, visible, invisible, or gray. Organize the relationships among classes. In Navigation Palette, the check mark indicates which class is currently active. That said, you have options to treat other classes in relation to the active class in a variety of ways through making your selections in Class Option drop-down menu located in Navigation Palette. Now you can try it. Go to Navigation Palette. Click a class icon if it is not already selected. Make a purple class active. Click on Class Options drop-down menu and select Active Only. All the shapes with the colors other than purple become invisible. In Class Option drop-down menu, select Gray Others. The ghost images existed in all other classes appears. You can see them, but you cannot interact with them, nor can you move or change them. In Class Option drop-down menu, select Gray Snap Others. You can now snap the purple shapes to the gray shapes, but still cannot move or change the gray shapes. In Class Option drop-down menu, select Show Others. This selection lets you see the color images, but not interact with them, nor move or change them. In Class Option drop-down menu, select Show Snap Others. With this option, you can both see the color images and snap the purple shapes onto these images. In Class Option drop-down menu, select Show, Snap, Modify Others. This option lets you not only see the colored image, snap purple shapes onto them, but also make changes to the images in other classes. Assign active class. You can also make a class active either in Class drop-down menu located on the view bar or make selections for active class in Navigation Palette. Force select a class. If a class option is missing, you can right-click the mouse and force select it. Layers. Create a new layer. Create a blank document and set the scale of the document to a 1/4 inch scale and the size of the document to USArcD. Double-click on the layer icon located either in Navigation Palette or on the view bar. An organization dialog window appears. Click on the New button located on the lower left corner of the window. Another dialog window appears. Give a name to the layer. Check Edit Properties After Creation box and click OK. A third dialog window appears. In this Edit Design Layer window, input 0 in the elevation slot and click OK and OK again to close the dialog windows. In Top Plan View, use the Rectangle tool to draw a 20 feet by 12 feet rectangle. Extrude the rectangle by 1 inch. Click on Symbol Insertion tool located on Basic Palette. Go to Resource Manager to search for chairs. Double-click on the event table 36 in and chairs to select it. Drop table and chairs in the middle of the rectangle. See the result in an isometric view. Assign height to a layer. To assign height to a layer, double-click on the layer icon located in Navigation Palette. An organization dialog window appears. Click on the New button located on the lower left corner of the window. Another dialog window appears. Give a name to the layer. Check Edit Properties After Creation box and click OK. A third dialog window appears. In this Edit Design Layer window, input 10 feet in the elevation slot and click OK and OK again to close the dialog windows. In Top Plan View, use the Rectangle tool to draw a 20 feet by 12 feet rectangle on the top of the original rectangle. Extrude the rectangle by 1 inch. Click on the Symbol Insertion tool located on Basic Palette. Go to Resource Manager to search for chairs. Double-click on Event Table 4 feet by 3 feet and chairs to select it. Drop the table and chair in the middle of the rectangle. See the result in an isometric view. Check layer elevation. If you want to see the elevation of a layer plane, switch to an isometric view. Click on the plane of your interest and look for the Z data on the lower right corner of the screen. Note, layer Z height and bottom Z height are different. Beware, do not physically move an object from one layer to another, but go to Object Info palette to do so. Manage the visibility and interactive relationships among layers. You can manipulate the visibility of the layers and manage the interactive relationships among them the same way as you do to classes. Change the stacking order of layers. You can change the stacking order of the layers by double-click on the layer icon and physically move the layers to rearrange their stacking order. Assign active layer. You can also make a layer active either in Layer drop-down menu located on View bar or make selections for active layer in Navigation palette. A final note. For easy access to class and layer options, such as active layer scale, layer and class visibility options, force select, and active layer and class choices, you may simply right-click the mouse to select them directly.